Kevin Kietzman Uncanceled, 10 to 11, every weekday, rocking and rolling, right here on KCMO 95.7 FM. All right, Kevin, did you stay up for the Josh Simmons pick last night, and what did you think of it?
Of course I stayed up for that. I thought it was fantastic. The best part of the Chiefs, we can just say over and over that they're really good at the draft. The best part now is they can literally toy with other teams and act like there's somebody else involved that wants to trade or do something, and teams will believe them. They have duped, well, I won't say duped. They have taken advantage of so many trades since Andy Reid got to Kansas City in the draft, and Brett Veach is good at this too. They've been so good at moving up and or down and getting exactly what they want that every team in the league has to believe them no matter what they say. We don't know, for the people listening, don't know what happened. The Chiefs had the 31st pick, and the Eagles right behind them who won the Super Bowl were at 32. One pick apart. The Eagles wanted a linebacker from Alabama named Jihad. Okay, first of all, the Chiefs were never taking a player named Jihad. Wasn't going to happen. So I thought that was funny, but whatever. So seriously, I mean, they're too conservative. They want a guy named Jihad. So anyway, the Eagles call and want to move down one. And at that point, the Chiefs are saying, well, we got the Browns or somebody else that want this spot. Are you picking offense or defense? Well, the Eagles were not taking the player the Chiefs wanted. Yeah. So they moved down one spot and get a fifth-round draft choice absolutely free. We still haven't identified another team that may have been involved. It said there were multiple teams that wanted the Chiefs pick. Well, if the Chiefs tell you that and you really want your player, you better do the deal. I almost feel like they pulled one over on the Eagles because of the Super Bowl. Does it not feel like that?
That's what I wanted your assessment of, because I don't understand if their guy was there at 31 and if you're the Eagles and you're like, hey, we know that our guy is not going to be taken by the Chiefs, then the Chiefs must have duped them in some ways and said, hey, if you guys want to move up a slot because you love this linebacker from, Alabama, you better give us something, because if not, we're trading with somebody else. The question is, did somebody else actually exist?
That's what we don't know, and nobody's identified that team yet. So, look, if you're the Eagles and the Chiefs are saying we're talking to, again, Cleveland or whoever, you kind of got to believe them at this point. The way they've drafted and what they've done, you kind of got to believe them. The Eagles, they knew the Chiefs had no interest in this linebacker, okay?
Yeah.
Again, I think it's funny, the name, that the liberal owners of the Eagles took a guy named Jihad, and the conservative Chiefs, there was no chance Jihad was coming to Kansas City. Like, it's pretty funny when you think about it. But this deal gets made, and the Chiefs get a free player, and whether or not they have 8 more picks in the draft, I don't know. They may wind up packaging that to move up at some place. But that's the currency of the draft. This is what the Chiefs do. This was stealing. Okay, this was better than buy one, get one free. This is just, I found money on the sidewalk, and we don't know who to give it to because there's nobody else in this town, so apparently it's my money. That's all it was. Whether the Chiefs duped them or not, we don't know. But the Chiefs got a terrific player. We'll talk about him on the show around 10:30 today. Josh Simmons, the offensive tackle. The Chiefs had him rated as the best offensive tackle in the draft, but he's been hurt. He had a knee injury. It doesn't mean he's always going to be hurt, but it does mean he's probably going to be limited this year, at least early in the season, how much he can play or what he can do. So some teams allowed him to drop and took other tackles. The Chiefs are the team that's in the position that they can do whatever they want in the draft. Their rules are different than everyone else. It's just a completely different set of rules for the Chiefs. It's amazing.
No, you're right about that. What else stood out to you last night when you were watching that thing? How about the Trump shout-out from Clay Matthews?
What a great way to start. I started my podcast today with that. Just a cold open.
Let me
Clay Matthews.
Let me play that and then get your reaction here.
Quick, Roger, but I just got off the phone with the President, Donald Trump. He asked me to pass a message along to all 32 NFL franchises. So let me tell you what it reads here, all right? It says, my fellow Americans, the Bears still suck!
The look on Roger Goodell's face there, because I don't think he knew it was coming. Goodell's like, what is about to happen here?
Yeah, and the people at ESPN probably just decided to not renew their contract for the draft. They're like, because this, like, the next 4 years could be nothing but this. It could be just Trump grandstanding. The Trumpers in sports have come out in force all across America and said, we don't care anymore. We want America to be like this, and if you don't like us for that, we don't care. That was just fantastic. What an unbelievable way to start the draft. And Trump got a huge round of applause when he said that. Football fans are probably 80% conservative. I mean, this is the audience. It's not quite as conservative as UFC, but it's really, really close. And it's just gorgeous to see so much free speech happening in America. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I just love, here's the thing. If it was like some corny statement like, the president wishes all the first-round picks well tonight, that would have been like, whatever. But then leaning in a swing state to calling the blue state neighboring rivals, the Bears still suck. It was brilliant politics, too, as much as it was just a feel-good moment.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Clay Matthews other than he was a great player for a long time for the Green Bay Packers, but it seems like he's a guy you'd want to have as your next-door neighbor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. Absolutely right. It was a lot of fun last night, and that one took me off guard. I didn't see it coming, but it was a really great moment. How about Shedeur Sanders, the kid of Deion, quarterback at Colorado? He did not get picked last night. And trust me, there's a lot of memes about him this morning, as I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months ago, he was projected as the number one player in the draft, but that was probably just the media machine not knowing what it was talking about and believing the Deion hype, his dad, the coach at Colorado. Shedeur Sanders had a terrible set of interviews with teams where he appeared to be entitled and spoiled. You can't have your quarterback be like that. It'd be different if he was a wide receiver or a corner, but as a quarterback, you cannot be that guy. You cannot lead a football team if you're entitled and spoiled and all these other things. This is the first time I can remember, Pete, because it's always cringeworthy to watch the guy that falls all night, and it feels terrible. It's normally a quarterback. It's a guy, you're like, oh, gosh, he didn't get picked on the first day, and the whole world feels bad for him. And, we watch the girlfriends in horror, the money that's going out the door. They're all like, girlfriends are sitting there freaking out that their guy's not getting drafted. This is the first time I can remember everybody in America is thrilled this happened. It's like, yes, the Sanders family needed to get kicked in the middle parts just one time, that you're not as cool as you think you are. Deion was great. Okay, he was a great player, but he's not a great coach. I don't think he has a great system at Colorado. Shedeur Sanders was 13-12 there, and they retired his number already. It's ridiculous. The whole world was rooting for him to fall to the second round. That was fun.
Yep, and in the last 30 seconds, did you see Texas offensive lineman Kelvin Banks, after he gets picked, his girlfriend, baby mama, I don't know what she is, she did not have a wedding ring on. That's why I say it. She's holding the baby, and the baby pukes as he gets selected by the New Orleans Saints, which tells you a lot.
The baby was kind of getting shaken, right?
Yeah. Well,
if I saw that right, yeah.
She was kind of clapping, and the baby's kind of twirling around, and then he just yaks.
Yeah. Man, you jostle that baby after it eats, you know what happens, right, Pete?
Yeah.
It's going to happen every time.
I'm all about more puking babies and less overzealous girlfriends, so I'll stand with that one. Hey, man, have a great show.